Hello, everyone. I am Amber Rochelle, as you probably know, and I am back for day 5 of the free mini training, Loving the Thin Skin You're In. Today, we are going to talk about sensitive superhero training, as I like to call it. Yesterday, we really talked about building up a fierce connection to your inner compass and being deeply connected to the truth of who you are and how to kind of come home to that truth and really sort of reintroduce yourself to who you are. So before I dive into the content for today's training, I just wanted to let you guys know that today is the last day to sign up for the Sensitive Badass Coaching Mentorship. So the doors close tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time, United States. So if you guys are interested in this program, if you have been watching my talks lately, if you are liking the content that I've been putting out there, I really invite you to go ahead and look at the sales page and give yourself a chance to really check out the details of this powerful and transformational program. The link to it on Instagram is in my profile. So you can just go to my profile and hit the link there and that will take you there. And on Facebook, it is in the title of this video. So I'm really beyond grateful and thrilled with the women who have signed up so far. We still have many hours until midnight tonight when the doors close. So really, I was talking earlier about how every single program that I've ever signed up for, and I have taken so many programs. I've taken so many personal growth programs, so many self-help programs, and also now as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, I've taken so many coaching programs and business programs. And every single time that I sign up for a program, I always wait until the last minute. Like, I am last minute Lucy. I'm always the person who's sitting there, with my finger just kind of like hovering over the mouse, like, do I click pay now? Do I click sign up? Kind of going back and forth about my decision. And I always, end up doing it at the last minute. So I know there's a lot of people out there like that. So if that's how you've been feeling, if you've been watching my videos and you have been considering the mentorship program and are feeling called to join us, know that there's still spots available, and last minute is totally a-okay. That's how I always did it. But trust yourself and trust your decisions and trust the value of investing in yourself and showing up for yourself and giving this divine gift to yourself of healing and transformation and growth and really learning how to thrive as a sensitive empath in this world and really taking your power back as a sensitive empath in this world. Hi, Gwen. So I really invite you guys to check out the sign up page, see if this is the right option for you. Hi Danielle. I am like over the moon excited about this program. I wish I had this when I was younger, before I really learned how to embrace my sensitivity as my superpower. So it's a culmination of everything that I have learned through my own personal journey of coming back home to myself, everything that I have learned in my own training of becoming a coach, many trainings that I have been through. And it is going to be absolutely magical, powerful, transformational, and just the women, oh my God, the women that have come into this are so amazing. And I think I'm most excited about the group aspect, about how, you're going to get individual sessions with me, but also get this group support from the other amazing women in the program, which is so incredible because, when we're sensitive and when we're empaths, we often can feel really lonely and misunderstood. And there's something so beautiful about being in a sacred space of women around us who we don't have to explain ourselves to, who we don't have to feel like we have to apologize for who we are to, right? Where you can just show up as you are and know that the people around you get you and understand you and are on the same path with you. This is really a journey that we're all going on together. And so it's a really beautiful sisterhood that we're forming here to go into the next 6 months and to really come back home to the truth of our power as sensitive women in this world. So I'm so thrilled about this program, you guys. Please take a chance to check out the sign up page, which again on Instagram is in the link in my profile and on Facebook is in the link in the title. So let's talk about sensitive superpowers. So I know that I talked about this a bit yesterday. I've probably actually mentioned it in all of my trainings, because if you follow me, you know that I always talk about sensitivity like it's a superpower. And what I really want to get into today is what I call superhero training. And what I mean by that is basically, really settling into a new way of looking at your sensitivity, really forming a different relationship with your sensitivity and starting to see it for the amazing thing that it is. And so this is a lot of work on kind of like retraining our brains about the things that we've been told, the limiting beliefs, the stories that we've carried with us through our lives, and really starting to build a different narrative around ourselves and being a sensitive person in this world. A different narrative in the sense of starting to look at it more as a gift than as a curse. Starting to look at yourself more as strong and resilient than as, weak and a victim. Starting to get to a place where you're really able to tap into and utilize your sensitivity to not only make the lives of others better, but make your own life better, because that really is a possibility. And there was a time in my life where if somebody had said that to me, I would have been like, what are you even talking about? Like, I would never have believed them. But trust me, it's true, because I have walked this path, and I know now, how to really stand in my power as a sensitive woman. And that's what I really teach about. And so one thing, and I did mention this yesterday, is that when I talk about our sensitivity being a superpower, right? When I talk about it being a divine gift, because I truly believe that it is both of those things, I'm not trying to say that we are better than other people. I'm not trying to say that we're some elite, group of people. The point is that certain people are gifted in certain ways, right? There's people that are incredible artists. There's people that are great at math. There's people that are great at sports, right? And everybody has their own gifts. But what I'm talking about here with trying to change the way that we view our sensitivity is that so many of us for so long have seen it as a weakness, has seen it as a roadblock, has seen it as, a curse. And so when you can start to shift and see it as a superpower, then it really changes your mind. And one of the things that happens is that our minds are always looking for evidence to back up the beliefs that we have. So if you're in a place where you're feeling, if you've, picked up the messages from the world around you that you're weak, or you're not strong, or you're too sensitive, or you're too much, or you're too dramatic, or all of that crap, right? If you have picked that up and taken it in, as I did, and started to tell yourself those things, your brain will look for evidence to support that. It's going to look for evidence to tell you that, yeah, you're right, it is a curse. Yeah, you're right. You are weak. But when you start to change your mind, purposefully change your mind about being sensitive and about who you are, then your brain starts to look for evidence that, oh, wait, this is really cool. Oh, wait, I can thrive in the world as a sensitive person. Wow, this actually is a superpower. So this is the point of, of calling it that and really starting to see it as the divine gift that it is, right? And appreciating it and standing up for it and taking care of it. Because like any other gift, right? People who train so hard to go to the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics are going on right now, right? So they're training so hard. They're taking care of their gift. They're taking care of their bodies. They're really showing up for their talent and their gift, right? But how often do we think of our sensitivity like that? But my question for you is, why not? Because it is a gift. It is a true gift. The fact that we have such a deep intuition, you're welcome, Jess, thank you for being here, that we have such a deep intuition, that we have, such a profound capacity for empathy and for compassion and just natural healers. That is a beautiful gift. And it's a gift that this world deeply, deeply, deeply needs. So why is it that we don't treat ourselves the same, or treat our sensitivity the same as if it was a gift as an athlete would treat their athletic skill, or an artist treats their artistic skill, right? So what I'm talking about here is shifting our mindset and starting to look for the good in it instead of being so focused on the negative. And what's beautiful and magical about this process is that as we do this, we see less and less of the negative. We experience less and less of the negative, and we begin to experience more and more of the positive. And the more that we focus on that, and the more that we move our brains towards that and really intentionally cultivate awareness around what we're saying to ourselves about our sensitivity and how we're treating it, the more that we do that stuff, all of the things that made it feel like a curse, all of the negative things, they're going to start to drop off. Because not only are you starting to, recognize that what you have is a gift, but as you do that, you're going to want to take care of yourself better. You're going to grow your confidence. You're going to grow your self-esteem. You're going to grow your sense of safety, your sense of resiliency and of power in this world, right? So all of this stuff goes hand in hand. Everything that I've been talking about in the last 5-day training, all of these things go hand in hand. But it's so important for us to shift ourselves out of this place of feeling like there's something wrong with us, of feeling like we have to fix ourselves or like we're broken. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. Like, sensitivity is so incredible. And if you look at the state of the world today, we need more people that are tuned into the dark places so that they can shine a light on them, so that they know the areas that needs to be fixed, the places that need to be healed, right? That is our power. And it's important that we take care of ourselves and show up for ourselves so that we can take care of and show up for the world. We are deeply needed in this world. But so many of us are stuck in anxiety and overwhelm and exhaustion, right? Just from trying to fit ourselves into a world that doesn't really truly fit us. So like any superhero, and this is another reason why I really love the superhero analogy. Oh yeah, the bubbles. I have a little filter going on here. The superhero analogy I really love, because superheroes in, comic books or fantasy or whatever, they don't typically fit in to society, right? They feel like they have to maybe hide certain parts of themselves. They're often seen as, misfits in the beginning, or, there's a lot of like lore and well, I'm kind of a comic book geek. So all that kind of stuff. But the point is that there's a correlation there where we have felt like misfits. We have felt like we didn't fit in. We have felt like we had to hide certain parts of ourselves, right? And for these superheroes in these fantasy tales and in these comic books to really rise into their power and to really do the good that they're here to do in the world, they have to be able to stand up for themselves, to accept themselves, and to learn how to work with their powers instead of against them. Because, in the X-Men, for example, if they don't learn how to work with their superhero powers, those powers will end up hurting them or destroying them, or hurting or destroying somebody else. Now, obviously, this is not that the gravity is different, but the point here is that we really need to get into superhero boot camp and really start showing up for ourselves and our gifts that we have, and treating them as if they are gifts, and really starting to treat ourselves with that love and compassion that we give to everybody else so freely. Because when we are whole and we are taken care of and we are filled up and we know the truth of who we are and we can stand in our power and we know that we are gifted, from that place, we can really make a profound difference in the world. And at the same time, ourselves be happy and be fulfilled and be taken care of and be emotionally well, right? Like, which is such a far cry from, I don't know about you guys, but how I felt when I was younger, where I just was in a constant state of anxiety and overwhelm and fear and, feeling deeply, deeply like there was something so wrong with me, always trying to manipulate myself or morph myself into whatever situation or scenario that I was in so that I could fit in, so that I made sure that I wasn't upsetting anybody and I wasn't stepping on anybody's toes and I wasn't saying the wrong thing and I wasn't doing, I wrote a post yesterday, you may have seen, where I wrote about from good girl to badass, right? And my point with that was that, like, I was the ultimate good girl for a long time. When I was growing up, I was a straight A student, except for math, but never mind that. I was a straight A student. I literally would cry when I got C's in math. That's how perfectionistic I was. And, my room was always clean. Like, I was always like perfectly dressed. And as I grew into a teenager, it was like, my makeup was always perfect. No, there's nothing wrong with any of these things in and of themselves. But the reason that I was doing them is where the problem was, because what I was doing is I was constantly trying to prove myself, to make up for this supposed flaw that I thought that I had. And so I thought, if I could just be perfect, if I could, look perfect and sound perfect and act perfect and do all the shoulds, do everything that I should do and follow all of the rules, that somehow I would find safety in that somehow I would find enoughness in that somehow I would find love in that, right? And that was how I lived my life for so long. was chasing that worthiness and chasing that enoughness and chasing all those things outside of myself. But in that, I turned my back on who I really was. I put myself last in line. I made myself a doormat, and I lost connection with my own inner voice, with my own truth, with who I really was, because I was so busy concentrating on what everybody else wanted from me and how I could be this perfect person, you know, and at the end of the day, all I was looking for was love and belonging and safety. But what I didn't realize was that I had all of that within me to begin with. And, you know, you guys have probably heard me talk about, or anyways, those of you who followed me for a while, for me, it ended up manifesting into a very serious and very long battle with bulimia and anorexia. I was sick with an eating disorder for a very, very long time. Almost a decade I fought it, and I am very well and healthy today. But that was, you know, the perfectionism and the trying to prove myself and the trying to make myself small literally manifested itself into that sort of tragedy. And I'm not saying that it gets that grave for everybody or hits a crisis point like that for everybody, but that was just what happened for me personally. And what I had to do to heal from that is it really knocked me to my knees. It got to the point where I was either going to do something about it and get well, or I was going to die. Literally. And so I chose life and I chose to get well. But through the process of healing from that eating disorder, I had to learn how to go within. I had to learn how to start showing up for me first. I had to learn how to start saying, you know, screw the rules, screw the shoulds. It's not about what other people want from me. It's not about what society says I should look like or I should sound like or I should do or any of those things. I had to really, really build that strength and that connection to myself from the inside out. And that is how I found my inner badass. That is how I got to the point where I'm like, I follow my own rules now, you know, like I listen to my own voice. I speak boldly and loudly. I'm still very kind and sweet and sensitive, but I'm not afraid to stand in the truth of who I am now. And I have come back home to realizing that all of those things that I was looking for, all of that belonging and worthiness and safetyness and enoughness and lovability, all of that I could find within myself, because everything that you need is already within you. The work is just really changing, you know, pushing through the limiting beliefs, pushing through the old stories that we have layered on ourselves over years, and coming back to a place where you really truly see yourself for who you are. And a huge part of that for us sensitives is coming back to a place where we start to see our sensitivity for the true gift that it actually is and treat it that way. And so that's why I always like to use this superhero, you know, analogy or metaphor, because if we start to look at ourselves as superheroes and start to think of our gift as a superpower, again, we're not doing this to say that we're better than other people, but we're a group of people who for so long have criticized ourselves and put ourselves down and felt weak and felt flawed. So we need that. We need to be like, yeah, I am a badass. I do have a superpower, you know, and it's not, it can sound silly, but it's not, it's empowering. And when you start to shift your thinking, everything follows. When you change your mind, when you change your mindset, and at the same time work on healing your frazzled nervous system and integrating the mindset shifts into your body, which is a lot of the work that we're doing in the mentorship program, then you really can start to change things. And it's such a beautiful process, because not only does it make your life amazing and incredible, and you can be happy and authentic and intentional and grounded and confident and calm and energetic and all of those things that we all want so badly as sensitives. Not only that, but then your ability to help and heal that you already had and that you've already been doing gets amplified times a gajillion. Because when you are strong, your ability to to perform your gift in the world is even stronger, right? And it really, it amplifies your intuition. You know, as you do this work and as you come home to your truth and as you connect to yourself and as you do the work to go through the, you know, sensitive superhero training, you're really invoking the magic that you have inside of you. And you're really allowing that to come out in its full capacity and throwing off, you know, just all of this dead weight, the layers of feeling responsible for other people's energy, for feeling responsible for other people's feelings, for putting yourself last, for not taking care of yourself, for trying to fit into a world that doesn't fit you. All of that stuff, when you shed that stuff and really, really come home to the truth of who you are. Sorry, my phone's running out of batteries. You know, that's powerful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And that's possible for everybody. And I want that for everybody. And I know it's possible because I have walked this path myself, you know, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Nothing worth it in life is going to be super easy, but it doesn't have to be super hard either. You know, this process is liberating. It's freeing. It's so, hi, Carrie. It's such a beautiful, magical, transformational process. And so I'm sure you can tell I'm incredibly passionate about this, which is why I have been singing the praises and posting all over the place about this Sensitive Badass opportunity. The doors close tonight at midnight. That is midnight Pacific Standard Time in the United States. So there's still plenty of time to sign up if you guys have been feeling called to this work. You know, if you're really ready to stand in your truth as a strong, sensitive, badass woman and really amplify your intuition and your sensitive superpowers, and really, you know, ignite the truth of who you are so that you can bring that to the world that so desperately, desperately needs it. So reach out to me personally. Send me, you know, you can send me a personal message on Instagram. You can send me a Facebook message. You can email me, amber@amberrochelle.com. And be sure to check out the sign up page, which again on Instagram is in my profile. The link is in my profile. And on Facebook, the link is in the title of this video. There's still time to sign up. And I will be around this evening to be answering any questions that you guys may have. So reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. I love, love, love hearing from you guys. And I really hope that, you know, there are some women out there who are like the other women who've already joined the program, who are willing to give themselves this gift, because that's really what it is. It is a gift to yourself, and it's a gift to the world, and it's powerful work, and it works. So thank you everybody for joining me live today. I'm always so grateful to have you on here with me. I will be around this evening if anybody has questions, and I love you all. Happy Friday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. All right. Bye guys.